dude.
Oh, brake pads. That's why it needs brake pads. Cool. Just one more thing. We'll just add to it. Turn off engine and check coolant level. Awesome. We'll just add to it.
Right up.
I know better. I know better. I've made videos. Craig, don't buy Audis. How many times in videos have I said, Craig, don't do it. Craig, don't buy that Audi. Craig, you're gonna regret it. Well, I went against every voice inside my head, and 2 keys and $1,000 later, 9 months later, and lots of issues, this supercharged Audi that is insane horsepower, like somebody tuned it and did way too many things to it, is now my problem, and I am regretting it. Today's video, I went against everything that I know. I went against my better judgment. I bought another Audi, back to the dealer, back to headaches. It's been an 8-month process, and today we're gonna try to bring this thing back to life, fix it, and then try to resell it at the end. Why? I don't even do these things for YouTube videos. Why did I do this? Whatever. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's dive into this Audi. Boom, right there. 2013 Audi A7 supercharged 3-liter V6 Quattro all-wheel drive. This is a pretty cool car. We got a little bit of wax right here. This is a pretty cool car. And if you've been following along, you know that I love Audis, and also that I hate Audis. Let me go right over to why I do love Audis. Now, my most favorite Audi, my most expensive Audi, is going to be the one that costs me the most in the entire history of me owning a car dealership. I am going to lose multiple tens of thousands of dollars, like more than $30,000 on this Audi e-tron GT. Why? Because people have smartened up and they realize that maybe electric vehicles really aren't the future. Terrible sales, slow sales on Audi. This was $103,000. They can't give these things away. There's like incentives for them now from the dealer. I was there, actually, sneak preview into this video. I was there for that one at the Audi dealer. They have one at $127,000 with an insane amount of rebates. Today's video, I've made enough e-tron videos. Let's talk about this A7. Now, I like this because it's an ICE engine, internal combustion engine, versus your electric vehicle, which I think is really cool, but sometimes can be a pain in the butt. Before I even dive into it, see what I have right here, a mic. You asked, you shall receive. You asked for a mic, I got a lapel mic. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better, and I'd like to know your feedback. If it is better, maybe I'm yelling at you. I don't even know. The A7 is pretty cool because right here you have a hatchback trunk. So look at how much trunk space. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. You open the trunk and all the water pours into the trunk. Look at how much trunk space you have in the A7, like tremendous. And then you can fold those down. It's just unreal. This car is so versatile, which is why I like these A7s so much. They also come with an optional 4-liter twin turbo V8, which you can boost to over 600 horsepower. You can change the turbos in the RS7 turbos. You can put it, you can tune them, but just out of the factory stock, they're an insane 500 horsepower car. It's awesome. And back to my e-tron GT, it looks like it's, oh, I have a sneeze coming on. Hang on. Back to my e-tron GT, it looks like a hatchback. This doesn't lift back, right? Lift. It doesn't. It's just this tiny little baby of a trunk with no trunk space. Don't mind my jujitsu gi. No trunk space. And honestly, if I slide something right here, the trunk won't shut. So this e-tron GT, which is the same size as the A7, completely impractical. I just realized when I sneezed, I had a mic on, so that was probably insanely loud. Sorry about that. So this A7, I'm gonna dive into it, and you're actually getting a sneak preview because this is a finished product. Honestly, I started this video too long ago, and Audi problem after Audi problem, and then getting stuck in our parking lot, and then being at 2 different places on a trailer. It did everything I thought an Audi would do. But look at this car when I step inside. This is why, look, it says RS7. Why? Has an RS7 tune, has all kinds of things you're gonna find out about this car as the video progresses. We're gonna start it. 97,000 miles. Now, it starts. When I bought this car, it didn't start. So we're gonna flash back in a minute. I have a brake light on and a check engine light on. Why do I have a brake light on? All right, it is so much fun. Oh, brake pads, that's why it needs brake pads. Cool, just one more thing, we'll just add to it. Turn off engine and check coolant level. Awesome, we'll just add to it. So I'm gonna not fast forward, I'm gonna flash back right from the beginning. We're gonna go right back. And then we're probably gonna jump right back to this clip for the ending. I've made many videos about how much I dislike Audis. And I've made many videos about how much I like Audis. And I can't resist them. This is like a 2014 Audi A7 S-Line that I bought at a dealer auction pretty cheap, and that is why I bought it. I knew I shouldn't have. It was in the repossession lane, which is now even worse. Like, I already know better, and I went against everything I say, and I bought a used Audi from a bank, repo. And worse, oh, it came from Charleston. Is that South Carolina? That's good. No, Charlestown, not Charleston. So it's from Boston. So even worse, it's a city car with 99,000 miles. And the last time it was ever inspected, it expired in 2021. So the last time it was actually inspected by a state inspection station was about 4 years ago, which is just awful. Everything about this car says I should have stayed away from it. Yet here I am trying to bring this thing, look at, there's parts everywhere, trying to bring this thing back to life. And I'm actually leaving on vacation, and in this video, we're gonna try to get this thing running. I'm gonna show you why I don't buy Audis even though I did, and I'm gonna try to make a profit at the very, very end, and you're gonna follow us along this whole journey. I just did a whole spiel on why I hate Audis, but before we even dive into this thing, we're gonna detail it. And I'm not gonna detail it. We hired a detailer to go through this car and make it presentable. So at least I like looking at it. It's been sitting in the parking lot for a month. Before we start detailing, I'm gonna flash back to the auction where I bought it from. Then I'm gonna flash back to the battery put it in because it took a $250 battery. And I was told that this car has some serious upgrades. Now we haven't put this thing up on a lift yet. The hood's already open, but it was in my Audi all-road video where I just kind of gave everybody a teaser on this car. And I'm like, oh, you know what? It has an APR intake. I'd rather it just be completely stock. Well, somebody reached out to me and was like, hey, Craig, if it has an APR intake, the chances are it has bigger belts and bigger pulleys and no cat, and this car might possibly have like near 500 horsepower. So somebody told me that. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's not true. We'll eventually find that out as well. For now, let's flash back to me buying this car. Let's flash back to the battery. And there's only one person in this entire garage that can actually start this car. And then we're gonna get into detailing it. I want them just nice and clean and white again. Lauren, can I borrow you for a second? Yeah. All right, there's only one person in this entire garage that can start this car. Even our mechanic cannot start this car. Please show the entire world how to start this vehicle.
Let me go on the other side.
Kind of smells like cigarettes in here.
All right. Where's the key? You have to hold it up to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a couple times. Right up.
First try?
First try.
This car actually sounds pretty good. Couple things about this Audi. Now, I made a video of my Audi all-road, and in the all-road video I showed this car. I'm not too enthused on these supercharged V6s, but apparently they're way more reliable than the 4 liters. I showed somebody this APR intake, and someone reached out and said, oh man, I bet that car has 500 horsepower, because it's not just this APR intake, it like goes to this box, and apparently it comes with a tuning kit and bigger belts and pulleys, and then like he said it should be catless because it runs so much heat that it would burn up the cats, which I know there are no cats on this car. I can't see the pulleys. Are they in the rear or are they in the front? Yeah, they're in the front. I can't really tell. And we haven't had it up on a lift yet, but apparently this car could potentially have 500 horsepower, and I didn't even know it. And it kind of makes sense because like somebody did some stuff to this car, but I bought it from the bank. I bought it from a repo, like as a repo. So who the heck knows what was done to it. Today, we're starting with a new battery. Look at the size of that battery. It was $284 for like the least expensive battery. So off to a bad start so far, but this thing's been tying up. I forget what I paid, between 6 and 8 grand for the past few weeks just sitting here. We got to get it moving. And honestly, if I can sell my e-tron, which I can't, I'll keep this for the winter. This will be my winter car. I love these things. And then I don't have to worry about charging it, charging stations and baloney.
The next day.
It is the next day. We are going to finish the Audi. Okay, we're gonna try, had a mishap on the hood. We're gonna try to correct it. This is what happened. The hood had like a terrible bra on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was like cracking and stuff, if I remember. It's been so long, I don't even remember anymore. You got the entire bra off, but after, it just ended up, we get, oh, perfect. You can see it from right here. Let's see, actually it looks good in camera. There we go. You can see like the scratches and swirl marks in the hood all the way around. The hood's still wet, so it looks better than it should, but it goes everywhere the bra was. So I'm thinking, like, even right here, just a compound and a polish. It may need to be wet sanded a little bit, very lightly. You don't want to burn through the clear coat. So like a real light wet sand, compound, polish. Then we're gonna see how it looks like when that's done. And I have this product right here that I've been using that I've been pretty happy with, Fusion Clear. We're gonna try okay, it looks so good. I said good, but bad. It looks so bad from right here, so you can see it all right there. So, oh geez, that is awful. So we're gonna try to get all of that out with a wet sand, a compound, a polish, and then we're gonna try this stuff out right here, which is supposed to fill in like scratches. So we'll see.
A few moments later.
Just as a tester, I love when products actually do what they say they do. So just as a tester, I'm gonna put this in one small little spot. I'm just curious, go in one direction. Everything looks good when it's wet, but I'm just curious if this actually, I'm gonna leave it just like that, just that little section. I'm gonna let it dry and harden and then wipe it off and we'll see how well it actually works. So for now, I have 1,000 emails. I'm gonna continue doing that. Do you mind wet sanding?
Sure, I got it.
Compound polish, and then we'll come back to it. Leave this one little spot for now, and we'll see what it looks like.
Any grit that you want me to use?
Yeah, the higher the grit, the better. I wouldn't ever go less than 1,500.
Okay.
And even 1,500 is a little abrasive, so if we have 2,000, that's probably best.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna pop the hood, because I don't want to sand this, so I want the hood to be up a little bit. All right, we'll get the hood popped. Water is your friend here. If I take a piece of sandpaper, a brand new piece of sandpaper, and sand the hood, I will sand right through clear coat. I told you to not use a drill because it just spins too fast. The revolutions, again, will burn through the clear coat. So I'm just gonna hand sand it. It's cold out, so use gloves. I wrapped it around, you can even see this is like a bodywork tool, just so you get a flat surface. Keep it wet the whole time. And I'm just gonna let the sandpaper do all the work. I could do it with one finger if I wanted to. I'm just gonna keep letting it do all the work. Keep it wet the whole time. I don't want to sand completely through all this stuff, so it's just gonna be a light sanding. And those swirl marks were so deep that all I'm trying to do is get through those swirl marks. That's probably enough right there. I'm gonna move on to here. If you go up and over, you can hear the sanding, which means there's actually stuff in the paper or on the paint, which isn't good either. You don't want any debris on the body of the car because it'll dig in as well. I'm going light with water. I can actually see that I'm sanding through it a little bit, so you really want to be careful. I don't know how heavy or thick the layer of clear coat is over the car, so I want it to feel smooth. If I start to feel anything other than like consistency, I'm going too heavy or too deep. Honestly, this is probably more than I even need to do, so this should be pretty good. Again, I said don't use a drill. Like, you can use most of the stuff from a headlight repair kit too. You can buy them right online or at your parts store. The scratches were pretty deep right here, so I'm gonna go a little bit more on that spot where it was real dull. Now, the reason this happened was pretty much my fault. I've been an absentee employer, so I've been training somebody to do this stuff, and I actually haven't been training them. So I just said, hey, go ahead and remove that and then do it the best you can. And the product that was used was just too abrasive, so that's how we ended up getting the scratches. My fault. I should have just been a little bit more literal and really gone through everything and showed him like I'm doing right now. So this is how we wet sand, because I didn't explain things correctly the first time. So I did the Fusion Clear over here before I even get it wet. That's what Fusion Clear did versus what it looks like. So Fusion Clear, no Fusion Clear. That's with zero prep. So I didn't do anything to that spot but put Fusion Clear on it. Actually, look at how it reacts. So the Fusion Clear, no Fusion Clear. See how I'm keeping it wet the whole time? I don't want to dry sand anything. And I'm constantly going in circles. You don't want to go back and forth, up and down or anything like that. I'm keeping a wet, consistent motion all the way across the coat of the car. If there's an area I notice more than others, I'll spend more time and focus on it. But you can hear it if you bring the camera in here versus here. So that's smooth. That is not smooth. I'm gonna wipe that down. I can still actually kind of see. All right, that should be good. We can wipe it off, compound it, polish it, and then we'll probably use like a isopropyl alcohol to wipe it off, get all the compounds off, all the contaminants, and then I'd really like to try that Fusion Clear to see how it works out.
A few moments later.
Now that it's dry, you can see how dull the hood is. There should be some light scratches and swirl marks, and we are just going to completely dry it and then compound it, and you'll start to notice that all this stuff goes away and the gloss comes back. So Devin did a wet sand, a polish, compound, and a polish. Great job. I mean, from the light, it looks awesome. If I look really, really close, there's just some deep stuff. Yeah. But it is for sure better than it was, especially under the light. I know I should be wearing gloves, but I'm just curious real quick. I just want to see, Devin, I'll let you do this whole thing. But I want to try one small section. Maybe we can even do like a half of a section and see how it comes out, half of the car. So pour some on here, just go straight down. So this stuff will fill in the surface. So all the inconsistencies, all the scratches, this is supposed to level it out. Those are deep scratches, so even if it improves it a little bit, I'll be pretty happy. Can go on, has UV coating, did on some headlights on a Pilot earlier, doesn't ruin the clear coat. So we'll let that dry and then just wipe off the surface version of it, and it's supposed to just kind of level into the cracks. All right. So I don't know that it's easy to see on camera, but this is the finished side, and then yeah, you can see the line. Right there's the line, and then this side. So yeah, it did help us. I would even go as far as saying it did help us substantially. Nothing is a cure-all, but it's definitely better. Devin's finished product with Fusion Clear. Very happy. I mean, for what it was to what it is, significantly better. This is a good-looking car.
Several months later.
Audi's complete. Audi is finished. The hood, thanks to Fusion Clear, that is wonderful. Tremendous work. Thanks to Devin and Fusion Clear. Wow, that is just superb. We did it needs a wash, but the car is clean and clear and looks wonderful. I'm pleased. Audi day, again, we've had this thing for far too long. It's ready for sale cosmetically, not physically, like it doesn't run well. So I have a Porsche Cayenne Turbo S at a specialty shop. I'm gonna swap the Audi with the Porsche, see if they can get the Audi running right, and then we're good to sell it. All right, Cars Inc., see if they can figure this out. They figured out my Porsche. Lots of bad news. Let's see if they can figure out my Audi.
1 week later.
Well, it is 1 week later and my Audi is done, not done, but running better. And a lot of that we could have done in-house, but the diagnosis work we could not have done in-house. So we're gonna pick it up, put it on the trailer. And just for, honorable mention, Porsche Panamera, Range Rover. I just saw an Aston Martin drive by me. They have some pretty cool stuff in their shop. So just left, I don't know if you can see behind me, but Rolls-Royce, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Bentley Continental GT, and a 57 Chevy Corvette convertible. Pretty cool stuff in here. It's not my stuff, so I don't wanna go in there with a camera, but we played around with the Rolls-Royce center caps, found the umbrella in the door of the Rolls-Royce, and looked at their 458 Ferrari. So it's pretty cool things over here. And it cost me $1,344 to diagnose the car and do coils and plugs, which is a bummer, but they had the supercharger off, found some leaks underneath, put it all back together for me. So $1,400 later, and let's hope she starts. Why is the hood open? I'm really getting myself into some projects that I just shouldn't have lately. Auction cars that I know I should have stayed away from that I didn't. All right, will she start? Do I need to put the key up to it or will it just start? RS7. Why did that say RS7? I swear that said RS7 on it. Well, Well, we're loaded up, off to the shop to figure out what the heck we're gonna do with this. Turning into Hoovy's Hoopties over here. That's what he calls them, right? Just got a bunch of Hoopties now. A7 that I can't sell, Porsche Cayenne Turbo S that I can't sell, a supercharged V8 Land Rover that doesn't run right, Buick Riviera supercharged that has a rutted subframe. I get it. I get how Hoovy went down this rabbit hole. I am officially there.
3 weeks later.
It has been sadly like 3 weeks to a month that this car has been sitting in the same spot since the last clip. Why? Because the day I pulled it off, which was the last clip, the day I pulled it off the trailer from getting serviced, I was in a rush. My wife was in the car. I'm not blaming her, but she was rushing me. So I pulled the car out. We were late for something. I parked it. I took off, and I think I left the key on top of my trailer. No idea where it's been. I've been hoping that the key would show up. It has not showed up yet. I'm even looking for it as we're speaking, and it's just nowhere to be found, which is a real bummer, because it's not like I can just call the local locksmith and say, hey, give me a key. It's a fob. And here's why we were so delayed on getting a key. The Audi key. Before we even show that to somebody. Actually, yeah, let's show it to them. So this is the new fob that I was very hesitant, very reluctant to purchase. How much did the locksmith want for a new key? The fob and cutting it?
$900.
$900.
$900.
How much did Audi want for a new key? Do you remember?
Without the fob?
With the fob.
With the fob, it was in like the 600s, I want to say.
Yeah, so the Audi dealer was actually cheaper than me. But either way, this was a $600 to $900 mistake. So where did you get this one? eBay?
Yeah.
But the key isn't cut. It's just, we're gonna try to program this and we won't actually have a key to cut. How much I have to tow this car. I don't even know how I'm gonna get it in neutral or up on my trailer. I have to tow this car, bring it 45 minutes to the Audi dealer, and they charge $185 to program this, right? So at least I'll have a fob, and then maybe I can get e-keys, or maybe I can get the locksmith or Audi to cut the key correctly. This is a big mistake for me rushing. That's all on me. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, today's the day where it's actually a huge inconvenience. Huge, inexpensive inconvenience. We have a key that needs to be programmed for the Audi. The Audi has to go to the dealer to get programmed because they can't do it here. Like, no locksmith can do it here. So we have to get this car that doesn't run on this trailer. Dave back there found out how to get it in neutral. We have to get it to the dealership, but they can't do it while we're there. So we have to drop it off, which means I have to roll it off, leave, and come back, which is 45 minutes each way. So an hour and a half today, drop it off, and then an hour and a half again next week. This is very impractical. In the Audi, which by the way, looks incredible. So Dave found the neutral safety switch, which is right here. So if we push this, which he already set up, we should be able to just put my foot on the brake, push this down, and put it in neutral, which you've accomplished for us. Oh yeah, it's very simple. Nice, good find. All right, so we're gonna roll back and probably, should we have Lauren sit in here so we can push it? Probably. All right. All right, so Lauren, we're gonna push it, and you wanna cut it towards that. We've encountered an unforeseen issue which we didn't consider. The steering wheel's locked. We have no key. The steering wheel's locked on the car, so we can't even turn it to get it on the trailer. I'm just gonna have to pay a tow truck to get it there, I guess.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Jeez. All right, well, do I roll it back and put it there, or do I leave it here out of the way? I leave it here until...
I'd leave it here until you get hold of someone to find out.
Jeez,
It'll be easy enough to push back.
I know not to buy Audis. This is my fault, so it's not even an Audi problem, it's a Craig problem. But shoot.
It's a Craig
All right.
obsession.
Never mind, Lauren. Thank you and sorry.
Put it back in park.
Yeah, put it in park. Well, it's a few hours later and you may notice the Audi is gone. $210 to just get it to the dealer, and another $200 plus to the dealer, plus the cost of the key. This mistake, ridiculous. The mistake I made is ridiculous. Not to mention it's been sitting here for 2 months because of my mistake. So this was like ridiculously costly mistake. And just so you know, like, keys get lost. We have tons of keys. So when the guys or girls lose keys, I give them one chance. We have a system. If they lose a key once, I cover. If they lose a key twice, it's on them. And that's well known. We all discuss that, but this one was on me, and I'm covering the entire cost of all of it. And to be quite honest with you, if it was this much, I wouldn't charge them. Don't tell them. I wouldn't charge them. This sucks. It's my business, my responsibility. Too bad. Silly mistake. Well, here we are, back at the Audi dealer once again, and I'm realizing a theme. Every time I'm here, it is rainy, cold, or snowy. I bought my Audi in e-tron in the snow. Last time I picked up a car here, ooh, a Porsche Taycan. It was snowy. I am been complaining a lot about New Hampshire. I think I'm about done. Ooh, an Audi S6, an A8, ooh, an S5, ooh, an A7. Wait a minute, that's mine. That a CTSV. I don't think those are CTSV wheels. Whoa, it's a 6-speed. I didn't even know this came in a 6-speed option. Ooh, I recognize that car. Let's see, 125, 945. My favorite. Look at that interior, wow. Oh, and an SQ7. Does this have the 4-liter turbo, twin turbo? This is what I want. I actually want the RSQ8, but this is cool. Shout out to my dealer, Audi and Stratum. Sadly, I know the service advisor by name and we text each other. That's how frequently I come to the Audi dealer. Love, hate Audis. They treat me well. So I come here and they're good to me. As much as I love, hate Audis, the dealership's great to me. Porsche Cayenne. So fun fact about the Cayenne, you have the Lamborghini Urus, then you have the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, then the Audi RSQ8, and then under that is the Volkswagen, is it a Touareg? I forget what they call it, the Volkswagen version. They're all on the same platform. They just get better in trim levels and performance as it increases in price, obviously. Another fun fact about these Jaguars, they come with an optional supercharged 5-liter V8, which they share with the supercharged 5-liter in the Range Rover. This is not that, but maybe it is. I don't know, whatever. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but there is an option for that 5-liter supercharger that's in the Range Rover, and I believe it's the same as a Mustang, isn't it? We're here. Let's check out Porsche Stratum because this Panamera GTS is pretty amazing with a window sticker of 127, which is just about the same price as that e-tron GT that I have, and it is significantly nicer. And then going across the showroom is one of my next adventures. This right here, the Cayenne Turbo GT. So their trim levels are Turbo GT. MSRP of $236. Faster, more horsepower than a base model Urus. And there's your interior trim. Wow. 650 horsepower out of 4-liter twin turbo V8 Turbo GT. And maybe give a little bit of recognition to the spiders next to them. I guess it wouldn't be right if I just walked by the 911s. $15,000 paint package. Look at the size of those calipers and rotors. And there's the green under the LED lights. You get your carbon fiber trim package, roof, and mirrors. Just for a little bit of fun, I thought it'd be nice to hear it. That's quieted down. You can actually open that exhaust up if you wanted to too, if you're ever interested in Porsche. Sam watches our show. Thank you very much. Give him a call if you're interested in anything Porsche related. Free plug for him. So there you go. Just noticed in the service bay the GT4 in there too. I don't think you can see it like this. Let me see. There you go, right there. On GT over there, I heard it coming down the road. That looks like an RS. Those are RS wheels. A Carrera S996, or is this a 997? Listen, there's a lot of cars. I can't know the name of every single car, so don't give me slack if I said a car with the wrong name. You get your good old-fashioned G-Wagon. Now, if you follow this channel, you know that I want a Lamborghini Urus one day. That's in the mix, it's in the line. I have a bunch of projects coming up, so it'll be a little while. But fun fact, I asked, that Cayenne is very similar to a Lamborghini Urus. I said, hey, if you have a Lamborghini, could you bring it here to have it serviced? And he said, actually, they service them regularly, some Lamborghinis, over at this Audi dealer. Save some money on your labor rate and your parts. Get them from the Audi dealer. And there's your Volkswagen Touareg, which is a same platform vehicle as the Porsche Cayenne. Well, my car is done. Again, we're gonna take this back to my shop for its final detail. Why does my hood look open? That's weird. What's going on right here? Wasn't like that before, but it's closed all the way. All right, I'm gonna sit in the car, I smell coolant, and we're gonna go through the bill. Hopefully it wasn't $1,300 again, like it always is. When I turn the car on, it says RS7. I'll get to that in 1 minute. So ironically, I said, hopefully it isn't $1,300. It wasn't $1,300 this time. It was still expensive, but it wasn't $1,300. So I looked at my last bill from when I went to the other place to have it repaired. Look at this number right here, $1,344. So every time you go to the Audi dealer, every time you get it fixed, $1,300, $1,300. I've said that laughingly. I have a bill here for $1,300. Now, Audi of Stratum did not charge me $1,300, and they did what they could do, and they even helped me out because they give them so much business. I'm not happy with it, but it has nothing to do with them. I lost the key. I got a key on eBay, cheaper, brand new, aftermarket Audi key, which looks like this right here. This is my key, right? I got that on eBay. It was inexpensive. Now I had to have the car towed because you can't have it programmed at my shop. I had to get it to the dealer to have them program it. It needs to be set to the VIN from the dealer prior to purchase. Like this universal key fob doesn't fly. What's the difference? Notice right here. This key right here, you'll see it has the Audi, what do you call those circles? There's a name for it. It doesn't have those. This key is set to this VIN, it's encoded, and then they program it to the car here. So it's encoded key to the VIN, then it's programmed. Here's how much this key is. And then separate, because it's the fob. Then I had to have the actual key cut separate. So I got a quote, and then I said, hey, how much to cut the key? Also expensive. So I just said, just do it, whatever, it's done. Okay, supplied key, aftermarket has no VIN assigned to key. Fob will not program vehicle, estimated new key, customer approved new key, $148 key, $415 transmitter. So the key plus the transmitter was a total of $564. Then I had an Audi coupon. That was my repeat business discount that saved me $75. Then your journal prefix, which was actually like programming, was $189.95. Add for a customer total after multi-point inspection, an environmental charge of $39. What? They programmed a key. All right, 2 keys. So key number 1, bought on eBay. You'll see there are no, whatever those circles are called. Key number 2, glossy on the back, and we have the circle. What are these circles called? I'm an Audi fan and I can't even remember. It's embarrassed. I'm an embarrassment to this industry. All right, so $15 eBay, useless. $900 Audi dealer, useful. Bummer. But my car starts now and moves. I got to get rid of all this stuff. This is Craig, Flying Wheels. I'm out. What environmental charge? That's annoying. So that is annoying. Grand total of $721, which means I am officially $2,000 plus into services on this Audi. And it's still not that great of a car. Start it up though. Kevin, who is my service advisor, good dude. Kidding me? What the fucking hate Audis. Jesus Christ, man. Turn engine off. Coolant, check engine, coolant level. Kevin, my service advisor. Unfortunately, we're on a personal cell phone basis and a first name basis. Good guy, good dude, takes care of me. Although he did charge me a $40 environmental fee to program a key, which I'm slightly peeved about. And he texted me, Craig, dual pulley, APR inlet, intercooler. This thing probably scoots. I bet it does. So we'll put some coolant and check the fluids and everything. And tomorrow we're gonna rip this thing for a day and see how it actually is now. Final detail, scram. Get this thing the heck out of here. So months and months have gone by. You can see that the sun is out, the snow has melted. I am so many thousands of dollars into this car with really zero progress. It's an Audi, and I bought an Audi again, and it's doing Audi things, and I don't know that I really want to continue investing in it. So I made a bunch of videos about like, okay, I've been doing it wrong lately. I've been buying cars for videos, not for resale. Like, I'm going back to the basics. So when you see a lot of my videos, it's like, oh, I bought a 94 Cougar. Oh, I bought a 94 Celica. Oh, I bought like this headache Buick. Those are because they made me happy and I wanted to make videos. And that somehow along the lines took over and took precedent from me buying like Toyota Highlanders, Jeep Wranglers, Chevy Silverados, Dodge Rams, the things that sell, the things that make money. Now, I want to start this car. I love that it says RS7. I want to start this car. Listen to how it sounds. Test, 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 test. I hate it. I love it. I love it. I hate it. I love it and I hate it. I don't know what to do. This car, let's try it out, because I honestly haven't even really driven this thing yet. And I'm curious to see if it scoots, because apparently it has like more than 500 horsepower out of a 6-cylinder, which is just kind of neat, I think. I guess kind of neat. Pretty quick. Pretty quick. I didn't really even get on it. So let me get on the highway and try this out. Now, I'm a fan of the twin turbo V8, the 4-liter. I had it in my A8L. I had it in my S5. Awesome engine. Fun. It's an Audi, but it's fun. This car, I don't know. I hear great things about this engine, although not this one specifically. This one that I'm driving. Let's try it out. It's all right. It's not like I'm wonderful. It wasn't superbly impressive. It was all right, a little fun. Looks great. Car looks amazing. The car drives excellent. It is clean. It is fast. It is fun. It is luxurious and practical, kind of. Toyota would be practical. Audi, I don't know that Audi and practical go together in the same sentence. But I've done what I could do. I guess I'm gonna list it like, it has modified parts. It is what it is. I can either run it through the auction, which is my option number 1, or I can sell it the way it is with a check engine light on. I gotta get rid of this stuff. I need a reset, which is coming up in a video if it hasn't aired yet. I need a reset. I need to go back to basics. I need to get rid of a lot of things that I've been doing and accumulating over the past few years that has become entirely too exhausting. I think I'm honestly ready to retire. I'm just wiped, mentally wiped out. I want to focus on family and myself. Whatever, stupid Audi. All right, so today's video, I don't know, was it informative? Was it educational? Do you enjoy my struggles that I'm putting on camera? I'd like to know. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video, which is not going to be a headache video. I'm gonna do a fix and flip, like buy it, fix it, clean it, sell it.